Most beginners think that passing a 150K prop firm challenge is reserved for expert traders with years of experience. But here's the truth. It's not about being the smartest guy in the room. It's about understanding the rules of the game and not screwing up. I've personally mentored traders who went from failing their third or fourth challenge to passing on their very next time they tried. Traders who are now consistently pulling payouts every single month. So in this video, I'm breaking down the exact process that separates traders who get funded from traders who keep blowing money on challenge fees. Let's get into it. The biggest misconception is thinking that you need to be an expert. This mindset alone kills traders before they even start their careers. They think that they need multiple monitors, multiple computers, that they need to be in these multiple discords just to put on a trade. Or they actually think that they need to learn all these concepts, all these different strategies, all these overcomplicated things that are now online. And that is farther from the truth. The real reasons most traders fail in the first few days are really simple. They get way too excited because they're trying to trade and they overtrade. They start risking way too much per trade. They're trying to hit that profit target super fast at the prop firm set instead of playing the longevity game. The difference between your own account and a challenge account from these prop firms is on your own account, you can keep reloading, you can keep putting a bunch of money, and you might actually be a little more pressured because it is actually your own money. With a challenge account, if you hit that daily loss limit or the maximum loss limit that they have, you're disqualified, you're starting back from square one. You have to go and reset that account. And these maximum loss limits or these daily loss limits don't ruin traders, their reaction to it does. Whenever you get onto a prop firm account and maybe you lose a couple trades, the moment you're close to the maximum loss limit on whatever prop firm you're trading, your brain flips into survival mode. You stop thinking about probabilities and start thinking about how to get it back as fast as possible. And this is where people blow accounts, they break rules, and do stupid things. The loss limit isn't your enemy, your ego is. Think of it like this. It's not a cage, it's a seatbelt. It's there to save you from yourself. Versus on a live account, you don't have a daily loss limit. You don't have a maximum loss limit. Your maximum loss limit is 0. The mentality shift needed here is that you are trying to prove that I can trade consistently, not I need to make money fast. Like my student NATO Trades, who failed multiple times before making this mentality shift. I had to get on a call with him and tell him, listen, dude, you have to prove that you can trade consistently before you make money, because inevitably the money will come if you can trade well. And that's exactly what changed in his approach. He approached the markets and he approached trading as that. Let me see if I can prove to myself if I can trade consistently, if I could follow my rules. I gave him a set of rules, I gave him a strategy, he followed it to a T, and now he's making multiple six figures every single month from prop firms alone. Most traders focus on profit targets but ignore what actually disqualifies them: the drawdown limits, daily loss limit versus maximum loss limit. Beginners confuse these constantly. When you hit your daily loss limit, that means that the account will be locked for that day and you still have some drawdown from the max drawdown for the following day. The max drawdown or end of day drawdown follows you throughout the whole challenge and funded account for most prop firms. More on this here in a second. So let's say that your maximum loss limit is $2,000 on a 50K account and your daily loss limit is $1,000 on a 50K account. Let's say you're risking $250 per trade. You have 4 bad trades or 4 losing trades until you hit your daily loss limit, and then you still have $1,000 carrying over till the next day, which is your maximum loss limit. So for the next day, you'll have $1,000 more until you blow that account. So if you lose $1,000 the following day, that account is done for, and now you'll have to go and reset that account. All right, so if we come on to the Topstep website here, in my opinion, Topstep is by far the best prop firm for any beginner. They have the best rules, the best payout rules, they're the most trader friendly, and they're just by far the best. I have no affiliation with Topstep. They actually don't accept affiliates, so just FYI. If you guys do want to try out other prop firms though, use code Johnny for any other prop firm for the best up-to-date deals. But besides that, I do not have an affiliation with Topstep. However, if we're coming out to Topstep here, they offer 3 different trading combine account sizes. So they offer 50K, 100K, and 150K. The cool thing about Topstep is that they allow you to purchase up to 5 accounts of either of these accounts. So let's say you want to purchase 5 50K accounts, you can go up to 250K in funding. Okay. Same thing with the 100K. You can purchase 5 of these. You can get up to 5. You don't have to purchase 5. You can do 2, 3, 1, 4, 5, whatever you want. You can purchase up to 5 though. So that'd be 500K in funding. And then over here, my favorite is a 150K because it has the most drawdown, right? They give you a $4,500 maximum loss limit with no daily loss limit. So that's the cool thing about this prop firm. They don't have a daily loss limit. They just have a maximum loss limit. Okay. But you can set daily loss limits for yourself, which is another cool thing about Topstep. They use a platform called Project X, which is really cool, but you can set your own rules on there if you'd like. Now you can use the maximum position size of 15 contracts. The profit target is about double of what the maximum loss limit is, which is $9,000. Again, if you guys feel like you can't make $9,000, they have this smaller accounts, which are a lot cheaper. They're $50 a month. Obviously, you can cancel before it recharges you. Yeah, so this is the most popular one. But again, the maximum loss limit for these accounts, you guys can see are highlighted down below. So 2,000 for the 50K, 3,000 for the 100, and 4,500 for the 150K. Again, my personal favorite is the 150 because it has the most amount of drawdown. Also, there is a one-time $149 activation fee. So if you were to pass the trading combine and you get the express funded account, you do have to pay $149. So add that on to this amount here. And yeah, that's what the total cost is for a funded account with Topstep. The cool thing about Topstep too is that they don't have super strict rules. You can trade as freely as you want. You are not going to be penalized for trading news. You're not going to be penalized for trading the way you want to trade. Again, Topstep, in my opinion, is the best firm, hands down, in terms of maximum loss limit, in terms of rules, in terms of payout rules, in terms of literally everything. They're the most legit, most reputable prop firm in the future space right now. So I definitely recommend Topstep over. The biggest trap with these prop firms is trying to rush to hit that profit target as soon as possible. It's way better taking 2, 3, 4 weeks to try and pass those accounts, unless you're really experienced. But most people that are probably watching this video are beginners. It's very, very smart. It's way better to just take 1 to 3 weeks at least to try and pass this account. I would aim for 8 to 12 trading days minimum to try and pass this account, and never feel the pressure to trade every day. You can definitely pass these accounts within 4 to 6 trading days, in my opinion, using a very good strategy with very good risk management parameters. And that's what I'm about to show you here in a second. You don't need a complicated strategy. One high probability setup a day eliminates 10 mediocre ones. What makes a strategy prop firm friendly and ideal? Good stops, clear entry criteria, and a good risk to reward ratio. The way I approach these prop firm challenge accounts or combines is I will risk 0.5 to 1% of my account on every single trade setup. Meaning that if I'm risking $1,500, which is 1% of the 150K account, I'm looking to get at least double of what I'm risking. So if I'm risking $1,500, I'm looking to get at least $3,000. And that way I can pass the account within 3 trades. The important thing to note here is that quality will always beat quantity. Less is more in trading. One really good trade a week beats 20 super mediocre trades a week, like by far. Okay, so jumping onto the chart, you guys can see I have a $150,000 account balance here. So this is a prop firm mode sort of backtesting website called Tradeful. Shout out Tradeful if you guys want to sign up for that. Link will be in the description for this backtesting software. But the cool thing about Tradeful is that they have a prop firm mode. So I could just run through this chart here and just see if I can find a setup that aligns with how I approach these prop firm challenges. So I'm looking to risk at least 0.5% to 1% if it follows my entry criteria and my rules. You guys see my last video, the fair value gap video. That's what I'm going to be using here. Okay, this is the prop firm strategy. This is how I trade prop firms. So we're looking at a 1 hour time frame. So you can see how this candle pushed up here at market open. So right now it's 10:34 Eastern Standard Time. So we just fast forward this. So you see we formed a 1 hour fair value gap and we broke through these highs here. Okay, so this fair value gap, again, just like how I explained in my last video, if you haven't seen it, go watch it. But just like how I explained in this video, this fair value gap that broke through this high, I'm looking for a clear objective and I'm looking for this fair value gap to continue us higher, right? This gap right here, we're tapping into this gap. We have a pretty clear high right here. So let's see if it abides by our risk parameters. So I'm looking to risk at least, $1,500. So if we zoom in, actually this stop is kind of big. Zoom in a little more here. I could bring the stop up to here. So it's about a 2.25. I'll make it a solid 2R trade. So we're going to risk about 1% on this trade because this is a very clear high. So this here should be respected to go higher. It's basically just retesting this old high, right? This old area right here. So we'll go ahead and market enter here. So let's go place order. And you can see here we have the prop firm mode enabled. So we'll go market order. We don't have a limit. So we will do 1%. That is $1,500 of this 150K account. And we are aiming for a 2R. So we should make $3,000. It gives you the exact amount that we're going to make here. And, it says excellent risk to reward, position long. All right, so we're good. So let's execute buy order. And now we are in right here for a buy. So if we just fast forward this, boom, fast forward this, just go ahead and click it and fast forward this. You can see how this plays out. Okay, let's go ahead and play this out. see what happens here. Okay, so we're up 1,800 and that is hit right there. So now we're up 3,000 on the account. Now we can go to the next day here. Let's go to the next New York session and let's go to the 1 hour time frame and let's analyze to see where we're at for this next day. So we're on Tuesday for the next New York session. All right, so I'll just go ahead and delete all this and just go ahead and fast forward. We are at market open right now. We're at 929.59. So market is about to open here in a second. So if I fast forward this, I'm just hanging out here on the 1 hour time frame and you can see we have a massive move lower here. Okay, so do we have any fair value gaps that are breaking lows? We don't here on the 1 hour time frame specifically. We do here on the 50-minute though. All the way up here we broke through these lows, right? So if I just mark this out, we broke through these lows here. So we're just looking for, again, a very clear objective to target if we can come back higher and retest one of these gaps. So here we're retesting this gap here. Let's see the 1 hour. Did we form a 1 hour gap? We did not yet. I want to see how this candle closes here. And now we have a 1 hour gap. So here we can definitely set a limit. Now I know it already tapped, but if it can come back again and tap us in here, I'll set a limit here. I'll risk 0.5% on this because it seems like we've already dropped a lot for this day. So I'll just go ahead and set a limit here and our stop will be, oh, this is very big. I don't know if this would be worth it. But let's go to the 15-minute time frame. Let's actually reduce the stop to this. So it's about a 1.5 for a new low of day. So if we're looking for this low here to get hit off this fair value gap, it's about a 1.5. That's perfectly fine with me. So we'll just set a limit above this high here, 1.75. Again, we'll go limit order and then we'll risk about 0.5%. Okay, so we're only risking $750 because this one, in my opinion, isn't the best trade. It does look like it could work because we do have a 1 hour gap that broke through these lows and we could look for a new low of day here for our objective. So we'll just fast forward this, see what happens. So we are in here and now it's going our way. Did we make a new low? And there we go, we hit. So now we are up about $4,300 in about 2 trading days, just waiting for simple setups like this fair value gap strategy that I shared on my most recent YouTube video. So if you guys haven't seen that, make sure and go watch that video. All right, so just jumping on to the next day here. So let's go back to the 1 hour. So we haven't broke through any highs or anything like that. So I'll just go ahead and fast forward until we do and see if we can form some sort of fair value gap on one of these time frames. All right, so the 1 hour, we don't have any fair value gaps here. On the 5-minute, we do, but we haven't broke through this high yet. So I'm going to be a little more cautious here and just kind of wait. Be on the 15-minute. I want to see if we form a 15-minute gap above this. So we don't have any 15-minute gaps above here. Okay, so our objective is these highs. I want to look to take price too, but it doesn't look like we have anything. This looks like it's just pushing up really, really slowly. So I don't really like that. Now on the 1 hour, we do have gaps now that broke through these highs. So if we could retest one of these, we could look for an entry. If not, it's all good. And okay, so we took out this high and it's already approaching the end of the day. So I will just look to skip this day. I'm not looking to take a trade here. So let's go ahead and go to the next day. And that's very, very important, by the way. You don't need to trade every day. Every day is not a trading day whatsoever. You do not need to trade every single day. So anybody who says that you need to trade every single day, run far away from them. Let's go to the next day here. All right, so coming into the day here, we do have this little fair value gap right here. So I'd like to see this respect if we are going to go higher up to this high up here. So let's just go ahead and fast forward this. Okay, so we broke through that high here. Now, again, I'd like to see this stay respected. Now, if we go to the 15-minute or the 5-minute even, let's see what's going on here. So if we fast forward this, okay, so now the issue is here is that this fair value gap, this gap right here that I've highlighted, we did make a new high and we broke above it, but I would have liked to have seen this stay respected and seen this just push higher, okay? It doesn't look like it is going to stay respected, to be honest. On the 5-minute, you'll see that we do have a 5-minute gap that just got tapped right here. It literally wicked and tapped it right here above this previous 5-minute candle's high. So I like to see this stay respected because it did break through this low here. It broke this low. So I'd like to see us stay respected, and I like to see us start, taking out like these lows here, maybe these lows down here, right? All these lows right there. So I like this setup a lot. I'll go ahead and market enter this, and I'll put my stop above this candle's high. So we'll go ahead and short, and we will put our stop right there, and we will look to TP there. Now our risk to reward ratio, again, if you just highlight this or hover over this short position tool, which you can find here on the left, you'll see the risk to reward ratio is 2.29. That's very good for this strategy here. Now, if we go ahead and market order right here, and then we do, 1%, we're looking to make $3,400 $124. So let's go ahead and market order here. Now we will execute and we will just fast forward this, and you can see we are pushing lower, and looks like we take TP there. So now we are sitting at a balance of $157,779 in about 4 trading days. We didn't trade the last day, we traded the first 2 days, and now we are on Thursday. Now let's see if we can pass this prop firm challenge account on this backtesting site on Friday, which is tomorrow. So let's go ahead and jump to the next trading day. So I am done. You do not need to take another trade after that, especially if you're doing really well on a week like this. All right, so just jumping on a Friday here, let's see if we can get a fair value gap here on the 1 hour time frame. So we do have a fair value gap here. So we have swept out this high and we formed this 1 hour gap right here. So I'm going to set a limit in this 1 hour gap, and I'm just going to simply aim for a new high. I'm going to set a limit here in this fair value gap. I'll go order limit, and we only need $1,300 to pass the account. So here I'm not going to over risk. I'm going to go 0.5%. So I'm only risking $750, and I'm pretty much aiming for a 2R trade almost, right? So 1.93. We'll go ahead and place the buy order right here. So we have a limit set. So all we simply need to wait for and hope for is if we can tap that 1 hour gap and just wait for it to see if we can make a new high, which we did right there. I don't think it's registering, and we did. Okay, cool. So challenge passed. Congratulations, you have successfully passed the prop firm challenge. Again, so challenge stats, time to complete. It was about 4 trading days. We made about $9,000. Again, the maximum loss limit was $4,500 and the profit target was $9,000. You can see how simple it was with a very good strategy, very good risk reward, very clear entry criteria. You can see how simple it was to pass. By the way, if you're tired of filling these challenges and want a guaranteed path to getting funded in 10 weeks or less, I actually mentor traders through this entire process. Daily live sessions, personalized trade reviews, literally all of it. We've helped students like Dave start consistently hitting 5 to 6 figure days like these. Just click the first link in the description down below if you want to check that out. But first, let's get back to the video. I want you guys to focus on really good execution. It doesn't have to be super perfect. It doesn't have to be like the exact top tick or bottom tick of a move. You do not need to catch these unrealistic trades. Just be a very good executioner, meaning you're following your rules and you're following your strategy that you are trying to trade. I don't want you guys to focus on profit. I want you guys to focus on being a good executioner, a very disciplined and good trader, because the money will inevitably follow. It's not like you're just trading to trade and not making money. You will make money. So don't focus on the profit in the first week that you are trying to trade these prop firm accounts. You want to journal every single trade and start to really build confidence in your strategy. This is how I would trade the first week for this prop firm. Just trade slow, maybe trade 1 to 2 to 3 days out of the week, because obviously every single day is not going to be a super high probability trading day, right? Sometimes you'll miss the move, which is perfectly fine. You just go to the next day. It's nothing, bro. Think of the trades like a bus, right? If you miss one bus, the next one is coming around the corner. All you have to do is simply wait. Prove that you can actually follow through with your plan. So when you're about 60 to 70% done with your profit target, let's say you're up 7,000 on a 150K challenge account, you only need 2 more thousand to pass the account and get that express funded account, so that way you can start earning payouts. This is where most traders fail. This is where they start to try and hurry it up because they just want to get that express funded account. They just want to start earning payouts. But that last 30% or that last bit of profit should come from what you've been doing to get to where you're at right now. Again, say you're up 7K. What did you do to get up to that 7K? Obviously, you're doing something right. So just continue to do that. Be a good executioner. Be a good trader. Do not try and just hurry it up, take these random setups. Again, prove that you can follow your plan. Patience is everything in this game. Sometimes you sit on your hands for 2 to 3 days if there are no clean setups to take. So just like you guys seen a little bit ago in that backtesting session, you guys seen me sit out because there was nothing to take. I didn't see anything. I didn't see any clear entry criteria for the strategy I was trading. So I am going to sit out. That's what I want you guys to do. It's okay to not trade. Every single trading day, a lot of people will come in looking for reasons to trade. Maybe you want to flip that around and look for reasons to not trade. So if you don't see anything for your entry criteria or for your strategy, then why would you want to force a trade and take something that's not your strategy? It just makes no sense. So it's perfectly okay to not trade and just sit on your hands. A no trade, no position is a position. So always remember remember that. So if we just come back over here to this dashboard, this is the account that we just passed in the little backtesting session that I did earlier in this video. You can see the average RR is about a 2 RR. So again, if I'm risking 1500, I'm looking to make double that. That's usually what you want to go for. Anything above a 1.5 RR is a really good risk reward ratio, in my opinion. It's a very high probability of getting hit. So that's what I'd like to go for. So just for the sake of this video, we've only taken 4 trades, very small sample size. Again, this would look a lot different between 20 trades. Obviously, not every single trade is going to win. I want you guys to really remember that. Every single trade is not going to be a winner. Obviously, for the sake of this video, it was. I just kept it really, really simple. But again, simplicity is the key to being profitable in these markets. You don't need to overcomplicate things. You can see the calendar here. I took 1 trade Monday, 1 trade Tuesday, 1 trade Thursday, 1 trade Friday. Okay, and that equaled up to 9K. All right, it's not super hard to pass these accounts. It usually takes about 2 trading weeks on average to really pass these accounts, and it's possible to do as a complete beginner. You don't need to be afraid of passing these accounts, or you don't need to think that you can't pass an account within 2 trading weeks, which is the average of what a person, takes to pass one of these accounts. So again, this is what this specific challenge looked like. And yeah, so I want to talk about some mistakes that kill these challenge accounts and that cause traders to blow these challenge accounts very frequently and consistently. Mistake number 1 is revenge trading after a loss. You definitely want to have a rule after this. So if you have a rule like after 1 loss, you shut down the laptop or you shut down your computer for at least 2 hours minimum, that could definitely help out with revenge trading, right? And I actually have a story about revenge trading. I remember one time I had this really bad issue, like this 1 week I had this really bad issue of revenge trading. Like I would take a loss and I would just spiral out of control, lose an account. I'd have to rebuy the account. So what I would do, this is a really cool feature, by the way, on Topstep. When you sign up with a Topstep account, they actually have a lockout feature, or a feature where it's like you can set the amount of trades that you want to take per week or per day. I did the per day one. So I set 2 trades per day. So if I would lose once, I would shut down the computer for like an hour or 2, come back in like the PM session, like at 2 PM or something, try to look for another trade if there was one. And if I would take a win or a loss, I would hit my 2 trades, a day limit, and it would lock me out for the rest of the day. So if I took 2 losses in the morning, for example, I'd be done for the day. So I couldn't lose any more money even if I wanted to. I'd have to wait for the whole next trading day, which is really cool. It's a cool feature in the Topstep X platform. Again, if you sign up with Topstep, no affiliation at all, they have that feature in the Topstep X platform where you will trade with if you trade with Topstep. Mistake number 2 is trading during major news events like CPI, FOMC, NFP. These are all like major red folder news events that happen on like Fridays, Wednesdays, Mondays, where you can check out these news and see if they're going to happen is like forexfactory.com, for example. But the reason why a lot of traders blow up challenges during this is because they have that gambler mentality. They just want to pass the challenge with the volatility that comes with these news events when they drop at 8:30 in the morning or 10 AM, whenever it is. So that is another reason why a lot of traders blow challenges, because they have that gambler mentality and they just approach these news events thinking that they're going to pass the accounts. But that's not always the case, because price can get way too volatile. It can get way too erratic, and it'll just whipsaw or launch really high up, really far down, and it just knocks you out, slips your stop loss, and you're screwed, and then you lose a challenge. So my rules around major news is I'm not trading before it. I don't have a position open before news. I literally just wait till major news drops, and then I will trade after it. Mistake number 3 is not journaling enough. Without journaling, you cannot improve, and you won't be able to see the patterns that's holding you down. So here's the bottom line. Passing 150K, 100K, a 50K, in general, just passing a prop firm challenge account isn't about being some trading genius. It's about understanding the rules, trading one solid setup, one solid strategy, staying patient, and not blowing up chasing quick profits. Now, you've got a choice to make. You can take everything I just broke down and spend the next 6 to 12 months trying to figure it out on your own, failing challenge after challenge. Or you can let me personally guarantee that I'll get you funded in 10 weeks or less. My mentorship program gives you the exact system, daily live streams, and personalized feedback on every single trade that you take. Again, we've already helped students like Dave consistently hit 5 to 6 figure days. The process works. You just need someone to hold you accountable and guide you through it. Click the first link in the description down below, and I'll see you over there.